What's up everybody, this is going to be my video review for Jurassic World. Now I do have a lot of gripes with this film, but I will say that this is a much better sequel than Jurassic Park 3. But it's not as good as the original film, and it's not as dark as Jurassic Park The Lost World. However, it did have its moments of chaos that had me on the edge of my seat to the point where I was going, yeah, now this is my kind of movie, while everybody else in the theater had this look of horror on their faces, which I will get to later on in my review. But the story is pretty easy to follow. You have these two kids, they're pretty much brothers. They're being sent off to this Jurassic World theme park to spend time with their Aunt Claire, played by Bryce Dallas Howard. And she doesn't really want to spend much time with them because she's all about her business, she's all about what's good for the company, and she's being forced into making these new attractions by her CEO, Simon Misrani, played by Irfan Khan, who likes flying helicopters apparently because he just, he seems to have an ego trip when he wants to fly a helicopter in this film. But anyways, this new attraction that they came up with, or rather the scientist that came up with that works for the Simon Misrani and works for Claire, they came up with this Indominus Rex creature, which is a combination of many different species, and it's supposed to be bigger than a T-Rex. It has like white colored scales, and it could use camouflage, and it's supposed to be highly intelligent, and it looks terrifying. So of course, as you guessed it, and of course as you've seen from the trailers and TV spots, this thing ends up escaping and all hell breaks loose. Also, I want to point out that earlier on in the movie that you are introduced to Owen, played by Chris Pratt. And Chris Pratt, I would say, is the best actor in this film. Everybody else seemed kind of bland, and I really enjoyed Chris Pratt a lot in Jurassic World, so I would say he is the best character in this movie. But anyways, Owen kind of plays this person who kind of understands how dinosaurs operates. Like, he develops relationships with this pack of raptors from birth because they kind of imprinted on him from the moment they hatched, I guess, when they were young raptors. It cuts to a foot of a bird, and first you think it's a foot of a dinosaur, but then the camera zooms out and it shows a bird, but it's a CGI bird. It's poorly done CGI to the point where the bird looked like it came out of a Disney film. I mean, for a moment I thought one of the characters in the film was watching something on TV, and no, that was actually part of a live action scene with the brothers and their family. And I was like, is anybody else seeing this? And I think a few people in the theater caught on to that because I heard a few people laughing when they saw that damn bird. If you saw the movie and you're listening to this review, you know damn well what I'm talking about. But anyways, the brothers end up wandering off trail on the island somewhere, and Owen and Claire ends up having to go track them down. Meanwhile, Hoskins is sort of the leader of this militant group of InGen soldiers. Anyways, I don't know if they are soldiers, but they seem like it. And Hoskins is played by Vincent D'Onofrio, by the way. And I did not like his character at all in the film. Did not really like his acting. A lot of his scenes didn't really make any sense, and he just seemed like he was there as one of the many comic relief characters, and I didn't think it would be possible for a Jurassic Park movie to have so much comedy, but Jurassic World is full of comedy. Not in a bad way, it's just I was expecting this film to be much more darker and serious, but whatever, maybe by the next sequel we'll get a much darker film. But anyways, so he has this group of militant InGen soldier guys trying to track down this Indominus Rex, and of course, you know, they're being picked off one by this thing because, well, the Indominus Rex is a highly intelligent creature, of course, and it could use all these different abilities, against his opponents, or I should say prey. But he doesn't really, well, you know what? Actually, that's kind of funny. I just noticed that now. I just thought about that. Now that after I saw the movie, he was killing the Indominus Rex was killing other dinosaurs for sport. But I noticed it was eating some humans in some scenes, or maybe it was just killing them. But I could have swear it was eating them. But anyways, yeah. So anyways, later on, they end up having to use the raptors because they thought they could control them, just because Owen, Chris Pratt's character, has that certain mutual understanding with the raptors. So this Hoskins guy thinks that, oh, okay, if Owen can control the raptors, maybe I can control the raptors too for my own doing, because he sort of wants to weaponize them and use them for wars in the real world, So they end up using the raptors, and you get to see that famous scene you've seen in the trailer, the hashtag Raptor Squad of the raptors running along with Chris Pratt on the motorcycle. And it's a cool scene because they attach these cameras on the raptors' heads, so you get to see what the raptors are seeing, and you get to see also what the humans are seeing too, because they got cameras on them also. And I thought that was really awesome. At first I thought they were weapons. I was like, whoa, are we going into sci-fi territory with this? But no, they were just cameras, and I was like, oh, okay. And of course, the Indominus Rex ends up communicating with the raptors because it is also part raptor as well. And the raptors start turning against the InGen soldiers, and it was a pretty cool scene, I thought. Oh, and how can I not mention that famous pterodactyl and Dimorphodon scene with them just swooping over the theme park and terrorizing people? That was one of the best moments in the film. I loved that whole entire scene because I was just laughing my ass off. Meanwhile, everybody else in the theater had this terrified look of horror on their faces, and I was the only one sitting there laughing because that one scene that you've seen many times in the trailers and TV spots where the one pterodactyl picks up that lady and drops her ass in the water, and the pterodactyls were just swooping down in the water, and one of them was trying to pick her up in its mouth, but to me it looked like it was mauling her alive, and I was just laughing like, look at the pterodactyl maul that bitch alive. And I know it's morbid, but I enjoy that kind of chaos in movies like this. It's fun to me. But anyways, I enjoy that scene a lot. So anyways, there are some moments in the film where you will kind of question the logics. For example, there's this one scene where one of the InGen soldiers are in a helicopter and they're shooting down at the Indominus Rex with this Gatling gun or this chain gun or whatever, and the Indominus Rex is outrunning them. I'm thinking, okay, why can't that guy hit that Indominus Rex with those bullets? Is it really moving that fast? Yet there's this other scene where the two brothers are outrunning the Indominus Rex, and I'm thinking to myself, so okay, this thing could sort of outrun a helicopter that's trying to shoot at it, but it can't catch up to two kids that are running away from it. But anyways, it's moments like that where you just try not to ask too many questions and just go along with the film. So for the people who have not seen this film yet, and if you are wondering if a certain dinosaur returns, and of course I'm talking about Rexy herself, yes, the Tyrannosaurus Rex does return. And I was just sitting there the whole time saying to myself, please do not pull a Jurassic Park 3 where, the T-Rex shows up and it gets killed off by the Spinosaurus. And there's this one moment that I'm not going to say, I'd rather you go watch the film, where it seems like they were going to do that, but then something happens and then all ends well. I'll just say that. So altogether, I would say that this is a entertaining, fun new entry into the Jurassic Park franchise, but the movie is very predictable, it's very comedic, and it's also, in a way, to me, in my opinion, it feels very toned down compared to the other films. Throughout well, I would say probably most of the first half of the film, it was just so toned down. It just a lot of lighthearted fluff in there. I was like, wow, am I watching a Jurassic Park movie or am I watching a Disney film? What the hell? Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was hoping to see a darker film when I went into the theater, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get a much more darker, grittier, violent Jurassic Park movie by the next sequels, if there will be one. They sort of left it open for one because of some certain events that happen in this film. I don't know where they can go from here, to be honest. So I would say this movie is worth at least a matinee price. I can't really recommend this at full price. It's also definitely worth buying on Blu-ray. So either check it out at a matinee showing or just wait till it comes out on Blu-ray if you're patient. I'm still hyped about the franchise. I'm still buying the Lego Jurassic World video game for PS4 that should arrive soon, sometime later this week or next week, so can't wait to get that. I did buy a few of the toys from the Jurassic World toy line, so I was pumped. I was kind of pumped for this, and in a way it just felt like this was not the Jurassic Park movie I was hoping for. But don't get me wrong, it's still entertaining. It's still entertaining. If you get past all that cheesy bullshit throughout most of the first half with the bland acting and, sit through all the chaos, which is where most of the fun happens, then yeah, I think you will enjoy this. And also, you will enjoy Chris Pratt a lot. As for everyone else in this film, they're just meh. Yeah, meh. Alright, anyways, that's my honest opinions about Jurassic World. And yeah, if you've seen it already, hope you enjoyed it. If you plan on seeing it, then I hope at least my review doesn't affect your outcome on whether or not if you want to see this movie or not. At the end of the day, it's all up to you, and it's just another person's opinion, Alright, I'm Omega Primus. Later.